Picture this. A young girl, about 13 years old, has reached one of the lowest points she probably ever would. The circumstances of her life have left her hopeless and helpless. As a result of this, she has turned to the debate of taking her own life. While some days are better than others, the bad days are the most painful. One night, a long one, she finds herself fiddling with something far too sharp to be held to something as delicate as skin. The next morning, she wakes up, having passed out in a pool of her own blood. This young girl was my childhood best friend. Now, out of respect, I will leave her name out of it, but her testimony made my heart ache in a way I never thought it could. It changed my perspective forever, and it sparked a new passion and respect for mental health that I had never had before. So what's it like to have mental health issues? As a college student, I'm sure many, if not all of you, have experienced stress, whether it be from test taking to other issues. Anxiety is a normal and healthy feeling, but disorders like anxiety and depression, they feel it on a much higher level. The friend I spoke of was diagnosed with both of these, so she faced this issue on a daily basis. Oftentimes, these terms are thrown around with no understanding of exactly what they mean, so let's dive into it. Individuals with anxiety and disorders feel stress almost constantly. Anxiety invokes feelings of fear, worry, restlessness, and irritation. It can also cause issues like nightmares, insomnia, and even loss of concentration. Anxiety shares a lot of similarities with depression, but depression is an extended period of time in which someone feels detached. Depression is a little bit different, but it sounds similar, but it can include loss of appetite, motivation, and energy. These symptoms are serious, and they're issues that can be detrimental to one's being. In order to find ways to overcome these challenges, it is important to determine the origins. A circulating discussion in the Mental Health Society is what the biggest cause of these disorders might be. One side of the argument is that it comes from trauma and experience. The argument says that the surroundings and events of a person's life can cause them to have mental health issues later on. The second side is that it's from genetics. This is that the circumstances of the mental health are inevitable because it's passed down through the bloodline from the parents. Both statements are true. One can suffer from trauma and genetics simultaneously. Another friend I had from high school also suffered from this, and she fell into this category where she shared both qualities. Our junior year of high school, she confided in me that she no longer felt like herself and was losing motivation to do anything, including taking care of herself. I advised her to talk to her mother and be honest with her about her feelings. After multiple psychological evaluations, she was diagnosed with both disorders due to childhood trauma and due to hormonal imbalance. While these circumstances were very hard, they're not impossible to overcome. Once the origin is determined, it's time to take the next step, diving into self-help. This comes in many different forms, but it's an individual becoming aware of their own emotions and basic needs. Emotional intelligence is a big part of this, and according to the Help Guide, it is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in a positive way to relieve stress, communicate effectively, and overcome challenges. Not many college students or high school students understand this because it's something that develops over time and with experience. Because it's not talked about very often, it also means that not a lot of people understand what it is or how to develop it. But some ways to improve mental health and find a stress reliever is to find a stress reliever. These stress relievers can involve exercise, nature walks, hikes, journaling, drawing, painting, cleaning, and more. There's something for everyone, and all these hobbies take time to find and cultivate. An alternative is seeking a professional. Friends are a good outlet to talk to, but when you talk to them all the time, it can also deteriorate their mental health. Therapists are a great source. They are confidential, and a lot of times students form great bonds with their therapists. These are simple solutions that individuals can help individuals get control of their mental health over time. As I'm sure you have learned by now, caring for mental health brings its own set of challenges, but it's never impossible to overcome. The young girl I spoke of earlier is a prime example. Though every day has been a battle, she has learned to fight. And after struggling with trauma for so long, she found a good therapist with whom she had a great relationship with. This helped her to clear negative thoughts and make room for positive ones. She is now a college student at Boston, Massachusetts, and she's attending the University of Massachusetts. She's a STEM major, and she has started to build a life for herself in a city that she loves. Though she still has her sleepless nights and bad days, she has found the good in life that's worth living for. Thank you.